few things we'll need today for the dish. Need some onion, some curry paste, some red lentils, ginger, maybe some salt and pepper, and some chili flakes, and a little bit of vegetable stock. And I think that pretty much sums it up. Let's head over to the grocery store and see what we can find.
Good morning, customer shoppers. At this time, we would like to take a moment to reflect on the tremendous sacrifices made by many Canadians, past and present, to the cause for our freedom. Thank you.
Oh, hear that? It's 11 o'clock. Time for a moment of silence. Remembrance Day today. So, okay, let's get this started. This is a really easy dish to make, and it's pretty much guaranteed to please as well, because the I don't know what it is, the coconut with the lentils just makes a delicious meal. So we're going to use half a medium-sized onion, placed up like so. I'm going to add a bit of ginger. I like to use a peeler, carrot peeler, to peel the ginger with. You could also scrape it with a spoon, but I find that's a bit messy, and this is just easier and cleaner. The amount of ginger we're going to use in this dish is really not very much. Ginger really overpowers quite easily, so we only want to use maybe a little nub like so. And you want to chop it up as fine as possible so that there won't be any big ginger chunks in the end. There we go. Well enough. In with the onions. We have some garlic. Okay, easiest way to get into a garlic clove. I'm going to chop off the bottom, slice the top, put it down, and give it a whack. Not too hard because you'll squish it completely, but with enough force so you put a crack through the middle or somewhere in it, and then the peel just comes right off nice and easily. And like the garlic, or like the ginger, slice the garlic up fairly small pieces. Like so. It's just to get any dust that might have accumulated on them. Get that off. And you can see the color of the water coming out is a bit cloudy. So now we've got nice clean lentils to work with. Coconut milk, the curry paste, chia seed, onions, garlic, ginger, red lentils, and vegetable stock. Now that the pan's heated up, we'll add onions, garlic, and ginger. We're just going to fry these up just enough so that the onions start to sweat. And what that means is that they start to look more moist than dry, and they become a little bit translucent. So it basically takes a few minutes to do that, just frying it up. I'm going to turn the heat down just a bit, so we're going to be cooking this on medium heat. curry paste, we're going to use about a tablespoon, a bit more maybe. And we want to mix this in with the onions and get it to cooking as well a bit. You want to cook the curry paste a bit because all the spices that are within the curry paste benefit from a little bit of cooking. The flavor develops and becomes more intense and more delicious. Right now, the smell coming off this is amazing. Okay. We don't want to cook this part too much because the paste will start to burn. So next, put the coconut milk in. And goes coconut milk. Really key that you give the can a really good shake before you open it up, because especially with the regular coconut milk that has the high fat content, there's going to be a lot of solid coconut milk in there, and if you don't shake the can really well, it'll be hard to get it out. See, the thin stuff or the light coconut milk's much easier because there's no thick part of it, so it just falls out of the can quite easily. But if you use whole coconut milk, make sure to shake the can a lot. Okay, so this is stage one complete. We're gonna let this cook a little bit. We're just gonna let the coconut milk come up to temperature, and then we'll add our lentils. At this point, if you want the dish to be a bit spicy, you could add some chili flakes. Red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes. Really nice to add a little bit of heat to the dish. The curry paste itself is a little bit spicy, so if you really don't want the dish to be spicy at all, then you definitely don't want to be putting any of this in. But if you don't mind a little bit of heat, a few flakes go in there, like so. At this time we can also add some salt and pepper. I'm just going to put maybe a half teaspoon of salt. And just a bit of pepper. So now that coconut milk is starting to boil, I'll add the lentils. The lentils are going to absorb probably 3 times their weight in water. So the full can of coconut milk, and we'll most likely need at least 1 cup of vegetable stock as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So as you can see, it's boiling quite rapidly, so I'm going to turn it down a bit lower of heat. We want it to be just simmering, just bubbling, not boiling like we're boiling pasta. So the lentils have reached a stage that I'm happy with. As you can see, they're still whole, so you can distinguish each one of them, but it's not just one big mushy mess. So this is what we're looking for. As you can see, it is fairly thick. Especially when it cools down, it's going to thicken up some more. So I will add a small bit of water. It's a few tablespoons really. And then we'll put the chia in. And chia tends to like to lump up a lot. It's really once it gets wet, it really sticks to everything, especially itself. So I want to sprinkle it on and try and spread it out a bit evenly on the dish. And then we'll stir it in. So I'm going to fold it in like so, just because I really don't want it to lump up and stick to itself. So I'm just trying to spread it out as evenly as possible. Like so. There we go. And chia absorbs 7 to 9 times its weight in water, so it is going to thicken up this dish by quite a lot. So I could even almost add a little bit more water now, which I will do, just another tablespoon or so. And there we have it. I'm not going to cook it out much longer because the chia will absorb the water, and really all I want it to do now is start cooling down. If I was to serve this hot, like with rice, etc., then I'd just take it off the heat right now and have my other dishes prepared and then scoop it up and eat it. But since we're using it as a dip, a cold appetizer dip, we will need to cool it down. And one thing about cold dishes compared with hot dishes is the amounts of salt that's used in each. Warm dishes need to be less salty, while cold dishes need to be more salty. And the reason for that is when you eat a cold food, it numbs your tongue in a small amount, and so your tongue is less sensitive to salt. Whereas with hot food or warm food, your tongue is more sensitive to salt and other flavors. So we're gonna test the dish for salt content right now. See how it tastes. And it's pretty good. It's not very salty. It tastes pretty good, but since it's going to be a cold dish, I'll definitely add some more salt. So I'm gonna add another quarter or half teaspoon or so. Stir that in. And there we have it. A couple different ways to cool this down. You could simply leave it on the stove for a few minutes, let it cool down that way, then transfer it to the fridge and let it finish cooling down that way. You'd want to be stirring it infrequently because it'll get cold on the outside and stay hot in the middle. And really what we're looking to do is bring the food to a temperature that is safe so that the bacteria won't start growing. Another way we can cool it down is by using an ice bath in the sink, and this is what I'm going to do, so I'll show you how that works. So we got the lentil dal cooled down, it's all ready to go. So here's the final product. Looks pretty delicious. I'm gonna keep some for myself. The rest, this is going to a potluck tonight. So there we have it. Red lentil dal. Little chopped cilantro on top, give it some color. Looks really good, tastes amazing, and there we have it.